Philadelphia. Hello, everybody. I think I just blew out everybody's ears here at Sandbox Studios. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome, podcast. This is Bell The Birdmen. I'm John Barchard, along with the beautiful Vince Quinn. Taylor Kredatus, still cameraless. But again, nonetheless, we roll on because we have got a lot of things to get into for Sunday. The Titans, Derrick Henry, the guy that I told Howie Roseman, okay, if you want to pay a first-round pick and have him here, I'd be okay with that. It's probably now going to scare the crap out of us, but maybe a little bit less because our boy, 20 pounds lighter, might add fat shamer there, Vince Quinn.
Thank you.
You're taking credit for this now? You son of a bitch.
I'm not taking heat for it. I'll tell you that. What the hell am I taking heat for? I said the guy needs to lose weight, and it would get him in a better place to play. And what does he say? I lost 20 pounds. I was on the bike. My endurance is going to be better. He can play more snaps. Who could have possibly thought of that? Me. I thought of that.
I thought you were saying Vince lost 20 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
No, I've
he
gained 20 pounds.
Yeah, I think I might have too. So I'm not fat shaming anybody here because it's the holidays, and stop counting calories during the holidays. Relax. You got, 10 other months to deal with.
Yeah, you take the batteries out of my scale, pal, because I hop on there I hopped on 2 days apart. I did no working out in between. I didn't eat any better, but I still decided to hop on the scale 2 days later. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm just as fat as I was. That makes sense.
Yeah, and I'm sure the dinner at Nifty 50s that we just went to is going to help.
We just housed that.
Good,
yeah, milkshake, chicken nuggets to start. We went for it.
I understand why DJ Oreo remains DJ Oreo. It's hard to pass this stuff down, So
he went from double stuff to single stuff. Like, this is good. This is progress.
We'll get into that in a little bit, but you know this too. Listen, people have been calling it nitpicking. You can say that. I've been up and down the coaching staff's ass, and if you need to learn about that, just go listen to the last episode because, man, still about that life. I have tried. I have been lying to myself every single time. Like, I just feel like it's going to get to this point in the season. I figured the Titans game would do it. I'm just sitting here going, this is a 10-1 football team. The love of my life and quarterback, who I've been begging to have this moment for almost fucking 2 years, is having a goddamn moment. I don't even feel really good about dunking about that anymore because everybody's like, yeah. Oh yeah, I said he was bad, and I'm whatever. He's great now, and I'm on board. So I don't know. We're picking at special teams. We're thinking that's the thing we need. We're saying things like complete game. I'm just going to be honest. There's nothing that's going to change my mind about this football team. They could be 16-1, and I'm probably same. What is going to change from now until then?
What's going to change?
We're going to have the same stupid questions. The same stupid problems will keep happening. Miles Sanders will probably, hopefully, getting good for you, buddy. If you know, you know. But I don't see where, like, there's going to be this, oh my God, that's the thing we were waiting for, because I asked everybody on Twitter today at Bell and the Bird, make sure you're following this over there. Like, what is there anything for this Eagles team to prove? And most people are saying no.
But that doesn't make any sense to me. What universe do we live in where all these people can go,
terrible one.
I feel it was a terrible contradictory one where everybody feels so bad about this team that's 10-1. We can't get excited for a 10-1 football team. It doesn't feel good. It's not perfect. He didn't propose to me on the beach in Monaco. That was my dream. Like,
well,
what do you mean?
I told him a bunch of times, like, always Monaco. So yes,
yeah.
Of course.
I mean, look, he got on his knee at a Chili's, and
it's
it is what it
Wildwood,
is.
All
You're
right,
getting
we're
married.
in fucking Wildwood, and I'm expecting Monaco. All right,
it's fine.
It's fine. It's fun.
Yeah, you're getting married. It's just like those. It's like what they're 10-1. This team, you're telling me this team could go 16-1. And you are not excited about a 16-1 team.
I'm excited about a 16-1 team.
Are you?
I'm saying, what is going to change that's like, oh, man, they're 10-1, and now they're 16-1, and they've beat the Cowboys again, and that's great. And they beat the Titans. Okay, cool. They kicked the shit out of a great, not great at all Chicago team, a great, not great Giants team. Everybody's going to be sitting here saying, yeah, but the 49ers are going to kick the shit out of them. Or like, yeah, but they'll get the bye and they'll be rusty. There'll be some. We're not going to be like, yeah, fuck yeah. Who's coming in again? Dallas the third time? Oh, shit, it's really hard to beat a team for the third time. It'll be something stupid like that there's nothing that's going to change our mind about how dominant this team is. We're all going to say the same dumb shit. This has enough talent to go win a Super Bowl. It's not perfect. I'm hoping for the best. A 10-1, 16-1 football team. Yes. Why? Why do we think this way?
Well, that's what I don't understand.
I think this way, I should say.
That's what I don't understand. Like, I feel so good about all of this, and we can encapsulate it from the fourth quarter of the game just this last week. I mean, you're sitting there in the fourth game, oh, my God, I'm super anxious. I feel miserable about all this, and I'm sitting there like, fuck it, I'm just going to take a drink. Like, I feel great. This is easy. They're going to win this game no matter what happens. So I look at this. I'm so incredibly confident about where they are. I understand what their flaws are, but going 16-1, beating a bunch of even decent teams 16 times is not easy. 16 wins in the NFL is how many times is that? It's basically never been accomplished outside of an undefeated Patriots team, because the Dolphins, they were 16-0 when they won the Super Bowl, I think. Yeah. Because it was shorter seasons.
14-0,
so they were like 14-0 in the regular season. You get the Patriots to go, what was it, 18-0 or whatever before the Super Bowl? Like, they're going to be the first team to ever go 16-1 in the regular season, potentially. It's going to be 15-2.
Because they added an arbitrary game to the schedule.
But then 15-1 is still a massive accomplishment. If you wanted to go back 3 years,
I guess
it's 15-1 in the NFL.
I'll say it again: if you lose the last game of the year, no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit about that fucking 18-1 Patriots team except for the people in New England and the people in New York that constantly want to dunk about it. Otherwise, no one remembers that team. That is the best offense of all time in the NFL. I bet you don't remember that shit, do you?
Wait,
want to know why? Because it got passed over. That is the best offense that has ever played in the NFL. That Patriots team that lost the Super Bowl, best of all time. I'm pretty sure in most metrics, one of the most electric offenses of all time. No one cares. Randy Moss had the best year of his career. Who gives a shit? They didn't win the last.
Who gives a shit?
Because they didn't win the last one, man.
So
if they win the last one, everybody remembers Randy Moss's name. Everyone remembers what an incredible year it was, and everyone just remembers helmet catch. Done. That's it. No one cares. No one will get. Do you remember Lamar Jackson's MVP year where they went to the divisional round, lost? No one gives a shit.
Okay, but
they
that's
all
one
think he
player.
can't throw a fucking football. They now think he can't achieve that ever again. I'm telling you, this is where everyone's mentality is with this team right now. No one really cares. Yeah, whatever.
Well, yeah, let me.
Let's see. Yeah, whatever.
If that's what
you broke a record since 1948. Okay, yeah, whatever. Wake me up when fucking Derrick Henry doesn't crush you. That's what we're saying this week.
Well, if that's what it is, if people need some perspective on all of this, let's have some perspective. Let's go back to, I don't know, August. How did everybody feel about this team in August?
Don't ask me that question. My expectations were already right here where we're at sitting right now. I saw all this shit happening. You, Russell Wilson, boy, you tell me where you at.
I also said after the trade, I said this was a 15-2 team.
You did.
And I had questions about the coaching. So I feel pretty comfortable with all of this. I could see all this coming. But, that was the most optimistic end of the spectrum. The what was a reasonable expectation? I don't know. This team goes 10-7, 9-8.
The typical sports radio caller point.
Wasn't that what it was though? But yes.
No, I know. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's just
I don't even know what reasonable means anymore. That's
nobody knew really how good this was going to be, what Jalen was going to be. You're looking at a team now where this is a really well-built, high-functioning team. The A.J. Brown thing, I wouldn't feel 100% that they were going to figure that out because middle of the field and the passing game in general is still a little wonky. But you know what? Generally, him and A.J. Brown is fucking dynamite. That's a hit. You should be excited about that. To see the results of the core of a team that's going to be together for the next couple of years, including a window where Jalen Hurts is getting paid maybe $50 million a year, this is real. This is substantial. You might not believe they're a 10-1 team. Who cares? The quality of it overall is this caliber of good. So that's exciting. That's something to appreciate. We're watching that right now. You're fine-tuning it. You're seeing right now, our whole ceiling is this the greatest team in the league comfortably? That's what everybody wants to see.
And the answer is still no.
The answer is not. And I don't think that's going to change either. But it's not a situation for me where I am not excited about this, because that's not going to come. Are they the best team in the NFC?
98% sure, yes.
Okay, it's a pause. I'll ask you, Taylor. Are they the best team in the NFC?
Wolf, what look at that.
Well,
look at the pause.
I'm saying Wolf because we're there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if they were on neutral field with the 49ers, I don't think they'd be favored.
Neither do I. I think they'd be a 3-point dog.
3-point dog.
Yeah.
I suck with odds, so I'm not going to tell you any of that. Taylor knows very well it's
doesn't
not
mean
my
anything,
space.
but I'm just saying, like, I think what all we're saying is the public would view the 49ers, and so would Vegas, would view the 49ers as a favorite, probably.
Which is fine. I mean, look, and I get it. The 49ers, I've been a big 49ers guy. I've talked about them the whole time we've been doing the show. But for me, like, Kyle Shanahan is a way better coach than Nick Sirianni and their staff in
And that's
general.
where my problem is, too.
Well, yeah,
and
but
so is the other guy on the other fucking side of the ball, a mile ahead of our guy. FYI.
I agree with that, but we've also seen the 49ers shit the bed and whatever. So or
100%.
Kyle Shanahan specifically shit the bed. You go back to the Atlanta thing. So, like, I think the teams are pretty close. Right now, the Eagles are clearly the best team record-wise. They're going to be the number 1 seed in the NFC, most likely. So you're going to play 2 playoff games, and then it's whoever you get in the Super Bowl. Like, if we're so worried about what that potential matchup could be against the Bills or the Chiefs or whatever.
To me, it's not even about that. It's just like, and by the way, I would absolutely pick the Eagles against the 49ers because of the same thing that you just said. That if you just look at the metrics of where the Eagles are on 4th down, they're number 1 in the league. If you look at Kyle Shanahan in the playoffs, his tiny little package, little nutsack goes right up into his anus, and he fucking punts on 4th and fucking inches from the opponent's 35. So I have no issues with that. Because he does the same. Him and Sean McVay do the same thing. They're like, right, I'm going to outthink you. And it's just like, nah, you're just being an idiot now.
Well, and that's the Doug thing that Sirianni's got.
Right, exactly. So, like, in that matchup, I actually don't mind that at all. And I'm not scared about the 49ers. It's not a me being scared thing. Here's the thing. This team is 10-1, and people didn't believe this when I said it, and I believe it's sinking in now. Motherfuckers, we are in a post-Super Bowl Philadelphia. If we do not have a ring and we are 10-1, we are ripping off our shirts and saying, come fuck with us right now. And that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I feel it. I feel it. Just when I was doing this, I want to do that. But this isn't 17. This team is not 17. It's not 04, and it's not close to it. I don't care what anybody says. That isn't close to what we are seeing right now. It has the talent. It has all the parts. It looks, it feels, it smells like it could be, but it isn't. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what that thing is. It's not the special teams. It's not this. It's just not ready yet. And it could catch fire and, like I said, beat the shit out of everybody. And I do think this team is going to the NFC Championship game just based off of all the stuff we've talked about. But it's kind of like the NFL is deteriorating while the Eagles are on the rise, which is a great place to be. But we know what this looks like, and it doesn't look and smell and feel like a championship.
Well, the league's deteriorated in general. I think it's gotten better over the last couple of weeks than it was, say, 5 weeks ago. Whenever I really do, I just think across the league it's gotten a little better with a couple of teams.
Bengals have gotten better.
Bengals have definitely gotten better. The Ravens won like 6 straight games or something like that.
Not last week.
Well, not last week, but they've won a couple of games. Even like I don't know. I think there's enough solid
It's just been a
teams.
weird
Dolphins.
year.
Yeah, like there's enough solid teams now. We started the year with like there's 3 good teams, so I think the league's gotten better. But when you look at where this Eagles team is, everybody wants to see them dominate. I understand that. The problem is, and you've talked about it a bunch, the coaching isn't good enough. You're seeing it in every single phase of this team, and that's really, I think, the deep problem and the feeling that people have is you're seeing the coaching staff isn't good enough everywhere. As much as we talk about Steichen here, or everybody talks about Gannon, it's not good anywhere. Michael Clay has become a very popular guy. Why?
Yeah,
because
he
everyone
stinks.
thinks he sucks. Yeah. So
Apparently,
he's popular because
Can I say
nobody
something on
likes
that real
him.
quick, though?
Sure.
There is no special teams unit. It's a bunch of guys. Have I said that already? Have we discussed that
we
already?
have not.
It's
No.
just a bunch of guys. It's not like there's no Brian Brayman gunner. I'm here to go nuts and fucking wreck your shop on special teams, and that's my job. There isn't that. That doesn't exist.
Covey's just a guy?
Covey's just a guy who has now been replaced by Boston Scott on kickoff returns.
And rightfully so.
And Boston Scott, traditionally, not a kickoff return guy, but better than Britain. So, like, it's just it's a collection of stuff, and I think that's unfair to Michael Clay, a lot of it, actually, and not a little bit. I have no idea if Michael Clay's good at his job. So I'm going to remain incomplete on that.
All of these guys are backups for the most part, except Covey, who was supposed to be the return specialist, and it has not
Yeah.
worked. Also, Sipos is,
And man, let's not forget that he had an amazing, according to the beats, an amazing practices of catching every ball and was ahead of Zach Pascal at some points in the slot and got moved up. So I literally think he's here as a wide receiver, and he's probably the new Greg Ward, and he just doesn't. It's so stacked right now that they're just waiting to develop for a year, and they're just going to throw him. Go get some reps until we find somebody better.
Calling in the new Greg Ward hurts me deep. It hurts me deep while Greg's still on the team. Greg, we need you back. And how about once Greg Ward gets promoted, then we'll all feel like this is a Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
But
and one more point on this.
Yeah.
Here's where I could be we've all been begging Howie for a specialist, a returning specialist. It's week 11. There's guys all over on the street that have returned kicks professionally before, whether they're 24 or 31. You would have picked somebody up by now if you valued that, and that's why I think they're just preserving these guys as much as they can for actual snaps because they don't value kickoff returns or punt returns. I bet you there's some new analytical thing that's saying it's not worth investing in it because overall they don't matter.
Well, I don't think you're investing much to do it. You probably pay a guy the minimum for whatever it is. You're paying them the minimum to come and do it. It's just they're not good at it. For whatever reason, they've decided to stay with Covey for so long, and now they made a change to Scott. And for punts, we'll see what the evolutions are as it goes. But the main thing is special teams now sucks. We knew it was bad, but now when you're giving up big returns like that, that's the real ding, 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 ding in everybody's head that you just can't ignore it. It inherently sucks and everybody's pissed. So, okay, that's bad. The run defense is not good enough. We all feel bad about that. Passing offense, I really think is the biggest thing that's really clouding everybody because you're not seeing 40-yard bombs all the time. Like you look at the Miami Dolphins, and what are they doing? I mean, it's
out-coaching the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, they're
out-coaching
the shit out of them, but they're doing it with a dynamic, deep passing game. You're seeing it with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, which could be A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
No, it will not.
They can't execute it.
No, it will not. Let's stop that right then and there. For everyone that made fun of the Dolphins from the Tyreek trade to, Waddle is way better than Devontae Smith. He
gets targets, and they have a better passing offense.
Way better.
He's better, Vince.
Dude, he's way better.
He's definitely better.
And that's what I mean.
He's not way better.
They can execute that high-level passing game because they have so many fast weapons, a much better offensive coach.
A much better offensive coach.
And possibly the same quarterback or better.
The MVP.
He's better. Right now, he's a better passer.
Tua rightfully should be ahead of Jalen Hurts. And if you don't agree with that, I suggest you watch just a few Miami highlight tapes. I don't think Jalen Hurts is. I think he's 3.
Look at
a
his
very
stat line.
comfortable 3.
His stat line.
Yeah, it's. I don't know why we can't. Is that that is not a discussion I don't think has been told in Philadelphia much. The same thing's kind of bubbling up in the NFL tier 2. It's going to be, whether we like it or not, Tua and Hurts is going to be a thing for a long time. Long time.
Yeah.
And they're ahead.
Same way Wentz and Dak was.
Oh, God, don't say that. Then we're going to be, all my Hurts things are going to be wrong. He was going to be out of here and a Commander in 5 years. Oh, God.
To be fair, I think it's Tua Herbert is usually the comparison.
Oh, that's
same draft.
Right. Yes. That. Tua was in Hurts's draft, wasn't he? Aren't they all 2020 quarterbacks?
No,
Maybe I have that wrong. I'm wrong. But either way, I don't know. I don't know how Mike McDaniels is a 30-year-old guy, and that all stuff, it just works. Shit. Whew.
Yeah, he's a better offensive coach, and the passing offense looks better.
They have better offensive talent. Devontae's behind in whether that's schematically this offense is doing that to him or it's him himself. I don't know, but
offense.
I think that's another thing that's floating around of why I'm not saying dominant. I would agree. I think it's still way coaching here, but man, where is Devontae?
He's running comeback routes all the time. So that's not him. He's
so I'm
wide
not blaming
open
him.
all this. That's why I'm saying he's a phenomenal talent still, and the numbers just don't reflect it. But man, I look at all of it. It's the coaching is not good enough. That's the biggest thing that's holding everybody back. But you could still win the Super Bowl anyway. And this, think about how much this could turn
And they
around.
can, yeah.
Think about how much this could turn around really in the next week. By the time we come back on Tuesday or a post-game show, if we watch a game against the Titans this week where Jordan Davis, Linval Joseph, Ndamukong Suh, like all of that together, whatever that is in the run game, if they figure this out, everybody feels way better overnight. Overnight, if Derrick Henry, just for example, if Derrick Henry got held to 60 yards rushing.
Sure. What's the score?
I don't know. Eagles by 1 million in that
All right,
case.
okay.
I mean, if Derrick Henry runs for 60 yards, the Titans are fucked. Like, that's a blowout.
Yeah, well, if you would have told me Jonathan Taylor only ran for like 75 yards, I'd been like, oh, yeah, they beat the hell out of him. Well, it's a 1-point win.
Well, he ran for like 60 points on the first play, or 60 yards, it felt like, on the first drive,
Yeah.
and then everything else he did nothing.
But I think that's a great point. I don't personally feel like not much is going to change because maybe I'm just going to be a wet rag until the playoffs hit here. But for what I'm absolutely sure of is the weeks following today, tomorrow, I will still be drinking Liquid Death. And all you have to do is go to liquiddeath.com/Bell to find out where you can get that sweet mountainous water from the Alps, murdering your thirst in that beautiful 16.9-ounce can with the flaming skulls. I personally get mine at 7-Eleven. I went there again yesterday with my daughter. Just a nice little chilly stroll for that severed lime that, of course, I love so much. And they'll be at all of our playoff tailgate parties down at the Gatehouse, where, of course, they're selling Bell the Birdmen soda as well. I'm sure we're going to be bringing some to Chicago, New York. So make sure you're going to liquiddeath.com/Bell to learn all about all the great stuff they do, and it helps the show. But, man, I'm just as excited of cracking open that severed lime as I am for Jordan Davis to be back. And you kind of already said it, this big beef that's up front here. Here's one thing that could excite me is if my Jordan Davis theory is very correct on, like, hey, run defense is totally fine now and this is exactly what they want. I mean, can you just imagine for a second that you've got Joseph and Jordan Davis, like, sandwiched right next to each other and just, like, blowing up a random center and or guard or whatever, and just, I think first downs are going to change dramatically, actually, now that we know Joseph can hang for as many snaps as the rest of the D-tackle rotation. I can't wait to see that. Doesn't look like there's any indication that there's any, limitations from Jordan Davis' side either. So I'm thinking about big beef early.
Yeah, I would have Jordan Davis and Linval Joseph next to each other on every first down.
Yeah, maybe every first and second down. And you're rotating, like, Sweat on one side and then Cox, Sue on another for one look. Then you're putting Hassan somewhere crazy in that mix for that 5-person front. I think you could get – this is where you can get very interesting again, and Fletcher Cox actually probably looks like an even better version of himself than he did last week. I think you're going to see a lot of fun stuff going through there. But, outside of, like, an extremely dominating – 35-0 win, I'm still not really going to change my mind too much about, much of anything in this game. I'm really not.
That's the last thing I want to see down the stretch here, because they had a couple of big wins. We were talking about it a little bit before the show. I mean, they beat the shit out of Minnesota. They did the same thing with the Commanders in Washington, and they beat Pittsburgh up pretty good. They need another blowout like that. Like, I remember, because the 2017 season, the big difference was, or one of those moments that really felt like it was that Chicago Bears game, where it was immediately obvious where Jordan Howard started on the other side, and he's a very limited running back, and he sucks, and they shut him down. Anyway, just had to get that out of my system. So, they won that. I mean, it really was like 33-3. That might have been the electric slide game.
It was.
Yeah. So it was just one of those, like, overwhelmingly, we are so much better. I think for right now that we are so much better element has come out in gutting out those wins at the end. Like, and in part, the credit to this team is they've been in shitty situations constantly, and they have overcome those situations. When you talk about so much with a young team, what is it? They don't know how to win.
Yeah.
This team knows how to win. It is abundantly clear they've done it 10 times in a lot of situations where we didn't really think they were going to, or they should have, and then they almost didn't, and they did anyway. So I have a lot of confidence in that. But whether it's Tennessee, which I think would make everybody feel good if they just blew out Tennessee and shut down Derrick Henry. If you do it against the Giants, you do it against Dallas again on Christmas Eve. Like, I think there's a lot of room to get excited is really what I'm saying here. I don't think it's going to be this guaranteed doom and gloom, or at least this like emptiness that people seem to feel. I don't think that's going to last. I don't think it's going to last for you either.
Yeah, in a win, I think you might be right.
You're not doing that against the Titans.
No, I just don't think that's happening either.
Titans might as well be the guy from Monty Python that has like both his arms chopped off and he's still trying to fight. Just like, God, just go down. It's like, nope, I'm still going to fight every down. Doesn't matter.
Just a flesh wound.
Yeah. they're the phase of the Black Knight where it's all legs and no arms.
Yeah.
Right?
He is, but he is like, that whole team is exactly what Dan Campbell thinks he is as a person. And it just works. Like, it is right. Like, we're so focused on Derrick Henry and what it might do to the run defense that, like, man, Vrabel is going to fuck this offense up real good.
Vrabel's not here for blowouts.
No. And that's where forget what Miles Sanders is a nothing burger in this game. Whether he's part of the game plan or not, like, Vrabel's going to take that out. And he knows A.J. Brown pretty well. I feel as though A.J. definitely wants to dunk here. I hope he's feeling better. I hope he's like up to that challenge. People feel like he's going to have a big game. There are a lot of people picking the Eagles, and I'm just saying slow down because
are there
it doesn't seem like people in Vegas are, because this thing went from 6.5 to 4. It is sliding pretty back to like if this was on a neutral field, it'd be, a pick 'em, like, so.
Titans are a covering machine, by the way.
They are a covering machine. So, like, everyone is, I don't know if they're losing. They're losing this game.
Oh, no, they're winning this game.
There's too much good coaching on the other side on this one. There's better talent. There's much better talent on the Philadelphia Eagles. The fact that, Traylon Burks had to get his touchdown shoveled to him from Derrick Henry is hilarious to me. Like, I just, that is still one of the worst trades of all time. The Titans are going to regret it. I think they'll feel a bunch of it in this one. It's probably like AJ for 155 and 2 touchdowns, but that is literally the offensive output there. And that's it. Like, they find a way to shut him down and they lose a stupid game, like, 20 to 14 or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I think Ryan Tannehill's getting sacked like 7 times. That team can't pass protect. They can't do it.
Or pass.
Or pass, yeah. So like So I just look at that matchup, and this is where it's just again one of those things like with Gannon and the coaching and all that. Just put everybody in the box. If you've got all these big guys and you're winning on early downs,
there is no fucking way Jonathan Gannon is loading the box with 8 guys and say good luck. I dare him to do that.
Good.
That's what's going to lose this game. So there you go. See, it'll be his fault this time, and I will point it out that it's his fault. He's not going to do that. And he fucking should.
Because if they get into anything remotely like third and 5 and beyond, it's a passing down. They can't pass protect. You got a million guys to send with heat. You're gonna get covered sacks. It's a blowout.
I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right. And then this is all just, feelings and blah, blah. But I guarantee you, either way, I probably won't be sitting here hooting and hollering. Snip cut to the next episode where I'm hooting and hollering.
Yeah, you're like, we're fucking back. This team.
I was so wrong.
Kyle Shanahan and his little nuts that went up his anus. I like that little part of the rant from you earlier.
Well, it is true. That's happening no matter what. I do not fear the 49ers in the playoffs at all. Just like I wouldn't fear Sean McVay and the Rams. And by the way, side note, Aaron Donald is joining this team next year.
Ooh.
Book it. Him, or it's going to be some combination of like, what's his face? Oh my God, I can't believe this. Corner, amazing. Ramsey. It's going to be Ramsey and some other random pass rusher on the Rams. Man, are they ready to cut bait? So even if they miss out on this year, I'm just saying there's so much good shit next year that I'll probably feel like Vince Quinn wants me to after this football game.
It'd be nice.
Man, any other final thoughts here, guys? Because what an incredible week of just good discussion, I think, all around. The Discord has been absolutely amazing with going through the stuff with us. And, of course, the text line, happy birthday to everybody. I feel like everyone had a massive birthdays all around. So Tim and everybody we said hi to on our text line, 215-509-5833. Really appreciate you chiming in and talking to you this week. Vince Quinn, anything from you, sir?
Yeah, make sure you tune in on YouTube, by the way, for the bonus show. So here's what, because something
I have no idea what it is.
You don't know what it is. I'm going to refresh your memory because we've already discussed this, whether you believe it or not. During the live stream, I mentioned a certain encounter I had when I was 19 years old, where I fought a Canadian prison riot guard.
Oh, right.
Taylor wanted to hear more about that story, and so I will tell you on the YouTube bonus show. So that's what we're going to do.
So Vince Quinn fights a Canadian prison guard coming up next on YouTube. And thank you, YouTube, for being here already. Go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Podcasts, peeps. We'll see you over there in a second. For John Barchard, which is me, that's Vince Quinn's fighting Canadian
Totally threw
prison
you
guards.
off with this story.
And Taylor Kredatus with the same look on my face right now. What? See you soon, guys. Bye.